It is the Dibsy, and today we're going to be talking about GM Battleground for Mars. I wanted to go over some weapon choices. You can see here on the screen, Wishender, Tiku's Divination, Telesto. These are the weapons that you can use for this season. Also, I'm very impressed with the Song of Iryu. This thing is amazing. If you haven't done the Crota raid, go get one. Target Lock and Feeding Frenzy are absolutely crazy, and I love it. Thunderlord's never a bad choice. And then alternatively, if you have it, a Commemoration with Reconstruction and a damage perk's good. With the drum roll in the background, though, I'm going to show you my absolute favorite weapon. Hung Jury, once again, with kinetic tremors. Any scout rifle with kinetic tremors is going to be very strong in the GMs. So I highly recommend, if you do not have an Adept or you don't have one period, just go roll some at Zavala until you get one with kinetic tremors. All the other perks aren't too serious unless you have those. I did want to show in the footage that I recorded today, I did use Biting Winds. As I said, I was experimenting with some different loadouts. It has explosive hit on the Biting Winds. I did mess around with Telesto because it's the besto, just for fun. Once again, I'm also very impressed with Song of Iryu. Alternatively, though, you can use a Commemoration because the bonus damage is void, so it's pretty solid. And you can see here, you can swap, you can interchange any of these. The preferred loadout, though, is going to be the kinetic tremors, Hung Jury, along with a bow, and then a heavy of your choice. I like LMGs for the ammo economy and the damage they can put out, especially with the target lock perk. I would, however, recommend a long range auto, just because I'm not too impressed with any of the legendary bows. Or alternatively, you can use Tiku's or one of the exotic bows. Now, in the very beginning, you're going to notice we aren't touching or killing anything, and we're also trying not to get touched ourselves. So just avoid all the ads, and the reason is if you kill any ads and score points in the very beginning, it offsets the cheese. This is a cheese, by the way, and if you don't want to do the cheese, that's fine. You can go ahead and murder things and do the towers legitimately. Now, what you're going to see as soon as we get to C, we're going to go and shoot the crud off of the actual tower so we can capture C, but you're going to notice no ads are spawning because we didn't touch anything yet. The trigger to spawning the ads is scoring points. If you avoid that, then you don't have to worry. You can just let it build up and finish C with no fight. We also have a couple of Strand Titans with us, so there is a lot of shackles and a lot of flechettes as well. If you do want to go in with a Strand Titan, the flechettes are very strong with Monte Carlo. You'll see the big guy here too. We kind of poke him up and whittle him down before we even finish B. You can ignore him and let him run over to A if you want. However, if you do that, you're gonna have to go towards the left and loop around back away from the spawns. And when I say that, I mean do not go by B. When you get to B, you turn right and go up and shoot them from the back. But if you do manage to kill them, don't forget to get rid of the champs as well. We just opt to murder everything here. And then once we're done killing the champs and the ads, we just kind of poke B, and you can see I have that explosive arrowhead bow, and that allows B to stay clear. We capture B, move over to A, and make sure that you're ready for the death tongue. If you can get rid of this guy, the faster, the better. And you can see the Strand Titans are doing their thing, just keeping him strung up. We don't even have to really worry about it, and we just whittle him down until he's gone. And then from here, you're just going to safely poke the enemies. You're going to make sure everything's dead. The main threat here are the two unstops. There's being two unstoppable ogres, and you got to make sure you get rid of the knights. Both of these things will destroy you if you get too close, but once those are gone, you can safely move forward onto A to protect it and allow it to clear a little faster. You can see we're just working them from a distance. Now, this is why I do prefer Hung Jury, because it was just absolutely destroying things with kinetic tremors when we were running through this earlier. And I did want to have a little bit of fun, though, so I experimented with Telesto, and I did quite enjoy it, just from the perspective of enjoying the GM. You can see once we are actually able to move forward safely, as safe as can be, we go and clear off A until the tower is captured, and then we move on to the next room. And the next room is probably the most difficult room in this entire GM. When this first came out, it was pretty hard. People were worried about it, but there's been strategies that have been developed, and they're still fairly the same. We can see here, I get completely just destroyed. Now, I did want to mention Hunters with Orpheus Rigs and Warlocks with Phoenix Protocol. These two things work very well together, and the reason is because Warlocks drop their well, and with the Phoenix Protocols, anything that dies inside that well regenerates your super. Now combine that with the Orpheus rig and the hunter drops their tether, and I highly recommend using the multi-tether. You want to use Mobius Quiver. I highly recommend that with the Orpheus rigs. You get 3 shots off. What happens is if whatever enemies are affected in that tether, if you shoot one, they all take damage. And when that happens, it gives a warlock back their super insanely fast, making this room a lot easier. You can hide in the front behind that billboard, or you can go to the right by the ammo box. It doesn't matter if you have a warlock with the hunter tether combo. Now in our scenario, we have 2 titans running strand, so we have to go right. We cannot withstand standing up front like that. And so what we're doing here is we got to take care of ads mid, left, and right. They're going to be spawning all around us, and we just have to carefully pick them off, while also making sure that the hack progress continues. If the hack progress stops at any time, I have to go invis, run up there, and restart it. That's also making sure after all or any enemies are cleared off of that to prevent them from stopping the ghost again. And I also wanted to point out as well, I am using Omnioculus chest piece on the hunter for the damage resistance. You can use alternative exotics on the hunter, but my favorite choice by far is Omnioculus just for the damage resist. I also like to do a ground pound when I go invisible because it gives me a few extra seconds. Seconds matter in more difficult content, and you can see on the screen we're just dodging the lasers. Do not get destroyed by the murder lasers. They are bad. And also I want to make a note, when you go outside and you have those towers that are raining down on you with the lasers themselves, invisibility prevents them from seeing you, and also your barricade as a titan will block those lasers as well. I'm waiting for everyone to group up. However, I realized I have no smoke, so I can't make anyone invis. So I just proceed forward and we just tally forth. And you can take the similar pathing, or, you know, close to the same pathing here. You just want to make sure that you try to take as many little shortcuts as you can, using those corners to your advantage. And then this is the other shortcut. We can just jump up here on this pipe. And what we do is we just jump up to the next level, ignoring everything completely, skipping like a good 2/3 of this little area right here, which is nice. Now in the next room, you have to face 2 mobs of hive, including some knights and 2 anti-barriers. So just be aware of that when you're going into this room. If you have, once again, if you have a well, you can put the well on the stairs on the left when the anti-barriers come. That's going to help out a lot. If you don't have a well, then you're just going to have to rely on what you have, or rely on whatever guardians you're playing as I just scatter crappy Telesto shots all over the map. Wonderful. And you can see we're just working the ads carefully and safely. There is no need to rush in any GMs ever. Unless you're trying to farm it, you're used to it, and you understand the content. Generally, I make these videos for people who don't do GMs as much, or maybe not as experienced, because I want to give people a chance to get their loot. Now here's the anti-barriers, and you can see me just missing Telesto shots left and right again. You can see our Titans, Cam Jam and Stars are just like shackling them, which is wonderful. Makes things easier. We can get rid of the anti-barriers just by shackling them over and over. Now in this next room, I'm going to highly recommend that you have 2 guarding the door from the stairs on the other side. And I would only suggest 1 runner for the actual relics to burn the sills. And that's just going to make things easier here. If you do it right, you can also get away with just using 2 of, I don't even know what they're called, the little satellite burners. You can see here, someone's already going upstairs. I was like, okie doke then. I'm just going to go to the right. These are the 2 easiest ones to get. And I'm going to immediately grab this, and we're going to start burning the seals on the door. You're going to want to be careful of the ads because they have really high density, and they're all funneling through that doorway. They will murder whoever's trying to defend it. It can be pretty hard. So if you need to, you can pop super, use your heavy. Do not worry about any of that stuff because you'll get that before the boss fight anyways. And then once you break the seals, you can proceed into the boss room, grabbing the heavy ammo box on the right. And we're going to show you where to go. If you haven't seen the video I posted in the previous seasons regarding the battleground for Mars, we're going to show you how to make this boss fight a piece of cake. Bungie also took away some of the ads in this room, making it even easier. So this isn't not that bad compared to when it first came out. You can see my 2 friends going over to the left. They're going to go inside on top of the tower here while I start it, being the Invis Hunter. In case I need to go invisible, I have it. You can see where Stars is. I'm going to jump up here with him, or try to. And I'm going to panic a little bit because, oh my God, let me up. Okay. And now I'm just waiting for the boss to come by, being a dork, falling down, almost getting murdered by him. But from up here, you're just going to whittle his health down all the way down to half. Now, once he's down at that halfway point, one person stays in the tower where we were damaging him from, shooting the wall to keep the boss aggroed. You can see I went invis. I ran over here by Cam Jam. What we're going to do right now is get rid of the ads. We're going to go and kill the knights. And even though they drop the orbs, we're going to ignore the orbs because we got to get rid of the champions mid. That is the first thing that you want to do. Don't try to dunk the orbs with the champions there. Once the champions are dead and gone, though, then you can start dunking the orbs. And then you can see I'm just dunking. We're just dunking orbs consistently, one after the other. Since they took a lot of the ads out, it's not that bad in this room. And you can see, like, Cam Jam kills one. He runs it because he has the Banner of War, making him pretty damn hard to kill. And then once I do it, I just use my Hunter Invisibility, dunk another orb. And then from there, you safely just poke the boss and whittle him down all the way and finish the GM. Now, if anyone would like assistance or help with this, definitely follow me or Stars on Kick. I'll put our links in the description down below. Feel free to hop in and we can definitely help you out. I hope this helps Guardians get their Adept bow. The roles you'll be looking for on the new Adept bow would be Precision Instruments along with Archer's Tempo. So keep an eye out for those roles because they sound pretty dang juicy. All right, we'll catch you next time.